Hello and welcome back to another episode of Tyler's Tiger Talk. So my last video was a few weeks ago after the Purdue game. LSU dominated Purdue. Was it like 63-7? I can't remember, but high scoring game for LSU in just pure domination. And it was fun to watch because it shows you what is to come next year. And it gives you a little picture. And now with the transfer portal, LSU's kind of building up even more. So this year was supposed to be a build up year, obviously, for LSU. You get new players, get new staff, just a whole different way and new way of doing things. Obviously, it's a rebuilding. We weren't expecting to win a national championship or anything like that, and we went further than what we thought, especially after that loss to FSU at the beginning of the season. No one thought LSU was going to be able to make it to the SEC championship, including me. I didn't. I thought it'd be obviously Alabama and Georgia again for the SEC championship and the national championship. I didn't think it was going to end this way. I thought Georgia was going to win it all. Obviously, I said that at the beginning of the season, but I think I said you might as well just put the national championship now because it's going to be Georgia. I hate Stetson Bennett's guts, but it's just how it went. Uh, so yeah, LSU had their first winning season in 2 years. It's a great start for Brian Kelly, and you just see what's to come now. His first year at LSU, he beats one of LSU's biggest rivals. Uh, Goes to SEC championship. Yeah, you got blown out, but you still went after not thinking after an incredibly bad loss to Texas A&M, after bad loss to Tennessee, really bad loss to Florida State in the beginning of the season, and hopefully that won't be a fun game to watch in Orlando. I hope it's not a good game. I hope LSU dominates, but I'm thinking it will. I'm thinking I don't think it'll be as close next year, but I think it'll start off a good game. But hopefully LSU's if you've seen it in the news, in the sports news recently, LSU's raking in those transfer portal players. And that's what I mainly wanted to talk about because I think um if you follow me on Twitter, you've seen what I post about the transfer portal. I think the transfer portal is very necessary. And here I'm gonna kind of explain it a little bit. So you recruit a freshman, a 5-star linebacker, whoever from high school. You're not always gonna get that Harold Perkins, where in the freshman year, that 5-star is gonna dominate. It usually takes a couple of years, so you might have that first year, and then the next 2 years might be 2 good years. With transfer portal players, you're gonna get 2 years, maybe three. Very rare, but you're gonna get max 2 years with a transfer portal player. Um, he's coming in as a junior. It- That's what you're gonna get is 2 years. So you get junior, senior year, but you also get a veteran at that position, someone who's experienced and played at that position before. So not only are they good, but they have knowledge of the game. One of the main reasons LSU it was hard for LSU to be flexible with Harold Perkins this year is because he didn't know how to run the defense yet since he was young. So with that, you got players that are coming in that are that caliber, but also have the knowledge and have the years behind their back. So that's why I love the transfer portal so much. Start with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow might not ever have played at Ohio State. Might never ever started if he stayed at Ohio State. You had two really good quarterbacks in front of him, but he made that choice transfer, and look what you got. You got one of the best college football players of all time, quarterbacks of all time, um, and went to a Super Bowl last year and might go to a Super Bowl this year again. I mean, one of the most talented players I've ever seen. And that's what the transfer portal can bring because one of the things I said is say you have a player coming in from, I don't know, what's that linebacker that came in recently? I think he was from Oregon State. But just say you have John Doe coming in from Oregon State, a linebacker, um, really good player, really talented, making a lot of tackles, um, interrupting some plays, but he doesn't have that as much talent around him. Say he's a 4-star surrounded by 2 stars or whatever. He doesn't have that talent, but if he goes to LSU, he gets that recognition, he gets that playing time, he's utilized more, and that's how those transfer portal players get better and use more and utilize more. That's why I love seeing players come in transfer portal, and now LSU leads in the transfer portal recruiting class. I think it's hugely important. These guys get 1, 2 really good years. They go off to the NFL, but they're experienced players, and I love seeing it. I think LSU has made a name for themselves as far as going the transfer portal route. Yes, we might not be the top recruiting class as far as high schoolers, but we're making our way into the transfer portal, and I think I love it. I love it. I have no discontent towards that at all. I love finding these players that aren't as recognized, but once they get to schools like LSU, they show off and they do a good job. So that's what this video is kind of mainly about. Is 'cause I've seen so much about the transfer portal this week on Twitter, and people ask them, what do you think about LSU being number one in the transfer portal recruiting class? I love it. I love to see it. I've been saying it for a couple of years now, especially after seeing a lot of these transfers come in. Saw a couple transfers in that 2019 year, and the best one, Joe Burrow, obviously. So I think it's hugely important. I love what Brian Kelly's doing. Doing what people said he wouldn't be able to, and I think LSU will be the best team in the West next year. Um, Georgia's losing a lot of good guys. They lost a good wide receiver, the transfer portal. I don't know where he's going yet. Check up on that. They're losing uh veteran Stetson Bennett, who's 93 fucking years old, so he's out of the picture. So they're losing a lot of people. I don't think they're going to be as good next year, and I think LSU is going to get way better next year. So you saw that. I'm going to love to see what's to come at this quarterback position. You had Walker Howard leave, going to Ole Miss now. I wasn't really huge on Walker Howard. Cool. Even at the home games when it was a say Southern game or whatever, and the score was blown out, people weren't wanting to put him in. I didn't really care as much. I'd like to see what he had do, but I wasn't. I wasn't the one that was high on him, and I definitely wasn't the one who cared when he left. I said, "Listen, if he's leaving, that goes to show how much talent is in our quarterback room, right? I mean, we're recruiting talent and what's already in the building. You got Nussmeier and Jane Daniels, two really good quarterbacks. Um, that in itself, and uh the bowl game was fun to watch. Just them going back and forth. I was like, I know I said it in my last video a few weeks ago, but I said I know they're not going to do this next year, but how fun would it be to watch them in a couple games where they're just going back and forth? Jaden Nussmeier, let's put in Nussmeier. Next drive, let's put in Jaden. It was fun to watch. It was you got two different caliber quarterbacks going in and out. If I don't know how I could compare it. Like when you eat red beans and rice at a restaurant versus your house, or versus you always get this. You might get a good red beans and rice, but there's always a different taste, a different flavor. That's how it is in our quarterback room right now. They're both really good quarterbacks, but they both have totally different styles. And I think Nussmeier could beat Jaden out if he'd add a little more touch to his passes. If you go back and look at Nuss's highlights and his film, whatever, when he's passing the ball deep, he can zip that motherfucker downfield. But it scares me because sometimes he puts us in tight windows, which is important. But he just there's no touch to it. There's no oh, I'm gonna lob it over this guy's head, so only my guy can make the ball. He throws a strike downfield, um, accurate a lot of the time. But when you're throwing strikes versus lobs, it gives the defender hell of an opportunity to go up and make those plays, and that happened, and I think that happened in the Georgia game. Happened in the Georgia game. I can't remember. I know it happened in the Purdue game. End zone. The score would have even been higher than it already was. Nuss had a lob touchdown, but he threw a bullet pass instead of a lob, and if he can get that down, I think he could potentially beat Jaden out. Uh, I I don't know. We'll see. That's still a far way away. Uh, I'm obviously, even though football's not over as far as NFL, I'm ready for football season again. It's gonna be hard, 6 7 months, whatever it is, waiting waiting for college football again. But it's been a good season. It was a good season. It's over now. Um, it was fun to watch those Tigers absolutely dominate Purdue. Uh, I I couldn't be more proud of this team as far as like what is the word, overcoming adversity. They've overcome adversity in every part of the game, and there's so much talent on this team, and it's just gonna get better from here. There's no going down. There's only going up at this point. Seeing on Twitter every day on news, whatever sports news, ESPN, etc. Seeing transfer portal committed to LSU. I mean transfer player committed to LSU. Scroll. There, it seems to always be a new player. If I check my phone tomorrow, I bet you'll there'll be a new player. LSU's just raking in these players, and it's fun to see. It's it shows you what's to come in the Brian Kelly era. He wants it, and I'm glad we actually have a coach. He's not just the face of LSU; he's the coach. Um, and I wish I was seeing it with the Saints right now because that's a different subject I'll get to later on. I might talk some Saints football. Because I want to produce videos, I want to produce content. But now that LSU's over, LSU football's over, and baseball's still about a month away. I don't know what I'm kind of videos I'm gonna upload. I guess kind of like these videos. If I see news on um or LSU football news, I'll continue to upload videos like these, especially transfer because I love the transfer portal. Um, I'm so glad people are so against it. They're like, you commit to this college for a year and then you go. If you find that you're at a college and that college is not for you, you're not being utilized like you think you could be, then you have the right to leave. Um, I can't. I'm trying to give an example from like an in real life situation, but I can't think of one right now. But if you're playing wide receiver and you're not being used at that receiver position and you're really good, then why the hell should you wait a couple of years, maybe not at all, and then your career's wasted? Um, that's why I love the transfer portal, and you might have someone who's very underlooked come in at a certain position and they shine at schools like LSU. Um, it's fun to watch. Jack Besh felt like he wasn't being used. All respect to him. He went to TCU. Um, hope he finds success there. But just like him, he like I'm not gonna get used as like I want to at LSU. I'm gonna go to a different college where I will be used. Where I'll be he'll probably be the number one target there because he's a good receiver, but he just wasn't the best at LSU. So we'll see what's to come with that. I think I'm gonna end this video shortly here. If you have any comments, questions, whatever, what you think about, tell me what you think about LSU in the transfer portal. I know it's a big subject right now. The transfer portal. LSU's number one right now, ranked. I love it. Like I said, trying to think about anything else to say. Uh, I'm even like usually the spring games kind of underlooked, but are overlooked. But I'm excited for even the spring game to go out and watch the spring game and see what's to come. There's so much talent coming in. Um, and I finally feel like LSU's at this level where it's just gonna get better and better every year, and it's gonna be like an every other year thing, like that old Alabama was a few years ago, where it was every other year Alabama was winning a damn national championship. I think it's gonna be like that for LSU, soon enough. Uh, there wasn't really as much competition this college football as teams to win the national championship. Even Georgia wasn't that great, but they were the best out of all. Um, Most people knew that. Not as good as the 2019. That's something that else that bothers me when I see, especially during the national championship when that time was going on, college football playoffs a few weeks ago when that LSU team just gets compared to every single team. Like I don't know if there will be another LSU team that will be better than that team, unless like a Georgia, an Alabama. It's just so rare. It's just so rare. It's incredibly rare to have a team like that, and LSU did, and they just keep on getting compared. And it'll be like that for you. I'm sure another rare occurrence will happen that a team will be that good, but not anytime soon. So lots to come in the future for LSU football. Baseball's coming up. Thank the Lord, because basketball's been hard to watch. Um, Gymnastics has been kind of hard to watch. So baseball's coming up, and I promise I'll do some videos on that. I'm not as keen on baseball as football. Like, um, I know really everything there is about to know about college football. Not like that with baseball. So do my best, but I think I'll be in the video here. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comments. I love reading comments. And being able to interact and the kind of some every now and then I'll see a comment and it'll help me think of an idea for the next video. So tell me what you think about this next LSU football team next year. If you have any ideas, any questions, just jot them down, put them in the comments. I love answering them. Like I said, it just gives me an idea of if I'm in the minority of my thought process. But many championships and good moments to come in LSU football, and I'm excited and looking forward to it. As always, thank you for watching, and go Tigers.